substance. Everything else is rebuilt, so everything else is a one-to-one copy of the original building. When you look on top of the building, directly above the entrance, you will see two horses with wings, so-called Pegasus horses from Greek mythology. These two Pegasus horses are not the originals. The originals were too large, so they had to replace them. The question was what to do with the old ones. First they wanted to throw them away, but then they said, no, let's wait, perhaps someone is silly enough to buy them. And yes, they did find someone who bought them, and guess who? The city of Philadelphia. So when you come to the United States and you visit Philadelphia, there should be a city park, and when you walk through that park you should find two horses with wings. And then you know, these are the two original Pegasus horses from the roof of the Opera building in Vienna. So, we turn to the left and you look to the right. That's our State Opera House. And of course it's not an ugly sunken box, it's one of Europe's most beautiful opera houses. So that's the main entrance here on the right side, the only original substance. And we are on the Ring Boulevard, so have in mind, this was originally the area of the fortification system. So we will now surround the first district and go to Sweden Square. Coming up on the right side will be the first of two parks that belong to the palace. It's the so-called Imperial Garden. Imperial Garden because it was made just for the emperor and his family and not for us. So that park on the right side, that is the Imperial Garden. Inside this garden is the statue of our famous musician and composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So look to the right side, there is a gate, and directly behind that gate, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. He's standing here as a conductor. Now you see him on the right side. Yeah, the garden was just for the emperor and his family, not for us. So when you are inside, you see a lot of gentle little hills, a lot of bushes. The pathways are very curvy and rounded. So the plan was that people from outside cannot see the emperor when he's making a walk. We have a second garden, the so-called garden for the public, so that was made for us. And that looks totally different. No bushes, no hills, and the pathways are long and straight lines, so that they could control the people, who is there and where they're going to. So when you have them in mind and compare these two gardens, you understand the difference in the structure. Coming up on the left side now, the first of our two famous museums. This here is the Museum of Art History, today one of the most important art museums of the world. You can compare that with the Louvre. Every famous painter is represented here. Then you see a beautiful square full of bushes, and in the middle, this is Maria Theresia. That's the member of Habsburg family who brought who ended up with death penalty, and thanks to her everyone has to go to school. The second building on the left side is now the Museum of Nature History, or as some people in Vienna like to call it, the Museum of Stones and Bones, because inside is the world's largest collection of asteroid stones. On the right side it's the Hero Square behind the fence, and now the second garden, the garden for the publics. And in some moments, coming up on the left side, my personal favorite building of the Ring Boulevard, our House of Parliament. Built in the style of an old Greek temple. So everyone, please look to the left side. This is the highlight of the Ring Boulevard. This Greek temple is our House of Parliament, the place where the Austrian government is working, or at least what they call work, yeah, but they can be found here. In front of the building, a statue of a